Welcome everyone. This is Shootin' from the Hip. I am your host Pete Wall, along with my co-host Red Rainer. How you doing, Red?
Doing all right.
Now,
A little ticked off at the whole streaming situation with YouTube.
Yeah, we're not getting anywhere. It's kind of a piss off right now, but we're gonna do this instead. We're gonna do a recording. We're gonna keep the still frame up, and we're gonna move right into our intro, and then we'll get moving. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. And we are back. Okay, before we move any further, I think we're going to have to redo this again because it's saying encoding overloaded. Oh, it's gone now.
Good.
Okay, so I don't know what's going on. I really don't. But like I said, this is Shootin' from the Hip, and we are two very frustrated motherfuckers. We don't
It's
seem
worse.
we don't seem to be getting anywhere when we do our live stream. So we're going to do the show like you see it here, basically an audio podcast. But we've had a trying week. This is our, fifth attempt?
Number six.
Okay. So
And I'm starting to hear myself back on your screen.
You are?
Yep.
Well, how about I turn shit down just a little bit? Maybe it's my doing. How's that
Possibility. Sound? I can still hear me, but it's not as bad. You want to go ahead and move your globe back a little bit?
Yeah, I know. I've already got it quite a bit of ways away from my computer. I don't know what the reason is, but...
Toot. Yeah, I can't hear me now. I'm good. We're good.
Okay.
All right, so...
Even on a recording, we're having fucking technical difficulties. How's that sound for you?
Oh my god.
But, like I said, we had a trying week. We've been trying to do the show all week long. Well, since Thursday, I should say. I shouldn't say all week long. And it's been one fuckaroo after another. So today we're going to actually push through it. Now, I'm going to discuss some things that we were talking about on our live stream that everyone missed because it was total crap. And that is the Fantasy Wrestling League that we have been discussing since last week. Now, we already did our draft, so we're not going to redo that for you. But what's going to happen is we are going to read off the wrestlers that we drafted over to our shows. So I'm going to let Red take the lead on this, and you take it over from here, Red.
All right, well, starting off, I picked Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. Since during the draft rules, tag teams come with each other. So after that, I picked Mr. Tyler Bate. Very happy about that acquisition, as it were. Then went around, picked up Kevin Owens, followed by Sheamus and Cesaro, excuse me. Then I went with Shinsuke Nakamura. Then Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson, the Revival. Followed by Trent Seven, Charlotte Flair, Ember Moon. And then Mr. Kurt Angle. Then Finn Balor, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and Big E, the New Day. Then Tyler Breeze and Fandango. We'll call them the Fashion Police in my federation. We're not going to call them. Breezango. And then I picked the Club, Enzo and Cass. And by the way, if you don't know who the Club is, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows. Then I picked Wolfgang Young, which in WWE he's just known as Wolfgang. Dean Ambrose, Rusev, Mojo Rawley, Hideo Itami. Did I say that right?
Yep.
I always have the hardest time saying Japanese names. And then we finished off with Naomi, Nia Jax, Alicia Fox, Bailey. And for my announced team, I have Muro Ronaldo and Jerry the King Lawler. Also, I grabbed Paul Heyman, and that's something for you guys to figure out another day. And then we both have fantasy picks. Can be from any time, as long as they're able to still wrestle. That means Ric Flair's off the table, guys. Bit's too old. So I went with Rob Van Dam for my fantasy pick. Now, I'm going to have Raw. I'm going to be booking Raw, well, fantasy booking, fantasy league, whatever you want to call it. And Pete's going to be running SmackDown. But I'm not using the Universal title. I'm bringing back the World Heavyweight Championship. So there we are. Pete, do you want to go ahead and give them your teams and your singles and whatnot?
Before I get started, I'm going to clue the viewers in on why we're doing this. First of all, this fantasy league that we're creating is basically to see how we would book the wrestling events, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live. And what's going to happen is you, the viewers, are going to decide who has booked the best show, who has created the best scenarios going into matches, who has created the best promos for certain wrestlers. And on the third week, we're going to do it. First week is going to be Red Rainer with Monday Night Raw. The next week, we're going to do myself covering SmackDown Live. And then the third week, you guys are all going to vote on who created the best show. Now, whoever created the worst show is going to be punished. And this is going to be done on, well, it's going to have to be recorded just so it works properly. But the loser is going to have to ingest one shot of the world's hottest hot sauce, and that is Carolina Reaper hot sauce. And they are going to have to do this at the top of the show and work their way through 1 hour of shooting from the hip before they are allowed to use anything to basically quench the fire that will be in their mouth and belly. Puke buckets are allowed. But
you probably don't want that hot sauce in your nose, so it's not recommended.
Exactly. Now, for SmackDown Live, I went for the bruisers of the wrestling world. I wanted the larger than life. And not all of them are that way, but I wanted a throwback show. You know, the larger than life characters that you've seen back in the day. And I went with the current roster. So I'm going to start off with my tag team list. And that is the Authors of Pain with manager Paul Ellering. And American Alpha, because they are they kind of remind me of the Steiner brothers in a way. They kind of have the same look, the same dress. They dress the same way. So they have that going for them, plus that amateur background. Heavy Machinery, because they are another throwback team. They kind of remind me of the Natural Disasters.
Oh, God.
The Ascension. There's a reason for that. They've been booked wrong. They've been used wrong. They need to be used properly. And the last two tag teams are DIY, just because they're good, and the Usos, because I think with a more serious attitude, I think they could be a lot better heels. Now, for my singles competitors, my number one draft was Aleister Black, because this guy has a shitload of potential. AJ Styles, just because, enough said. Samoa Joe, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Bobby Roode, because that some bitch is just glorious. Baron
You're
Corbin.
an asshole on that. I
Yeah,
wanted Bobby Roode so bad. Like I was like Bobby Roode next, and then Pete goes Bobby Roode.
Baron Corbin, Bray Wyatt, Bo Dallas,
He wants to go old school, guys. You got a Bo leave.
Sami Zayn, Becky Lynch, Nikki Cross, Killian Dane, Drew McIntyre, Sasha Banks, Curtis Axel, Billy Kay, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and my fantasy pick was James Mitchell as a manager for the Ascension.
Ah,
Now, when I did that pick, you went out of your skull a little bit and got a little bit of goosebumps over it.
I still am right now. I got them. It's
And I'm
bullshit.
going to pick for my commentary crew would be Jim Ross and Booker T because they stay on point in the match. They don't deviate like a lot of commentators do. And lastly, Lana. Now I'm not sure what I'm going to do with Lana. If she's going to be a competitor in the women's division or a manager, but that is where we stand at the moment.
Is it too late to change one person?
Who's that?
Well, I got to thinking. I'd really like to change my fantasy pick
Oh, you would.
if it's okay.
Okay, who would you like to pick?
Jim Cornette.
Jim Cornette. Now, as a manager or as a commentator?
He's going to be a manager. And honestly, I haven't decided manager or authority figure. He could do either one, pull it off.
True.
Um, you know what? He's going to manage the revival. If that's all right.
That's fine. You got to put your show together the way you would want to see them done on television.
In front of the millions.
In front of the tens to 20s of viewers that we are currently receiving on a weekly basis.
I said the millions.
Now, we've got
there.
NXT Takeover Chicago tonight.
I'm watching it.
Oh, I'm definitely there, man. I will be watching with my pants off. And
Yeah, no, I'm good on that. You can keep them on if you would, Pete. They're probably
I'm
off
shit-
right now. That's why we're doing this with the little thing instead of us being recording,
I'm shitting you, man. No, I'll be watching with my daughter tonight, and I'm hoping
with your pants off, you dirty fuck. What's wrong with you?
I said I'm shitting you, buddy.
Okay,
No,
okay.
but be watching with my daughter. I'm hoping for a great show, and they usually deliver when it's NXT Takeover time.
Yep.
Now, we've got Roderick Strong versus Eric Young to start. I believe that's going to be the start of the show.
Yeah, it's gonna be the start.
Now, we talked about this on our last show, and I've done my prediction show just because I was frustrated. I needed to get something out there and test out how things were working. Now, who would you pick to go over when it comes to Eric Young and Roderick Strong?
Oh, it's gonna be Roderick Strong all the way. He took that huge loss, so he's got to come back. WWE is all about 50-50 booking, so.
True. I'm looking at the sanity factor of it all.
Really?
I really am, because they're not going to.
But you do like sanity. I don't know. I can't. They're not over with me yet. So.
No, it isn't the fact that they're over with me. It's the way that they play the game. It's never just one-on-one. You always have to factor in Killian Dane and the Wolf,
Yeah.
Excuse me. Alexander Wolf, I should say. And you can't go into a match thinking that these guys are not going to get involved. So, to me, I'm going to pick Eric Young because there's going to be some kind of shenanigans played out. I really do.
You think so?
Oh yeah, they're not going to be able to keep Sanity out of the way. You know,
I don't know. You see Steven Regal yesterday. Oh my God. Or William Regal, whatever the hell they call him these days. I still call him Steven. I always have. It's a problem I have.
now we've got that triple threat that was originally a fatal four way,
Yep.
and that's Asuka, Ruby Riot, and Nikki Cross.
I don't know much about Ruby Riott. I haven't watched a lot of her matches, to be honest. But I think Asuka's going to lose the title tonight.
You really think that?
I think she's going to lose it, and she's not going to get pinned. It's time to get her ready for SummerSlam, but if not this, I think this is the last takeover before SummerSlam, isn't it?
I believe so. I'm not quite sure though.
Give me a sec. I'm going to check that up since I'm sitting at my desk for once.
He's picking Asuka to lose. Now, do you have a choice on who she would lose to?
I think that she's not going to be involved in the pinfall. I think that Nikki Cross is probably going to pin Ruby Riott.
To me, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure that they were leaning towards Ember Moon ending the reign of Asuka. Now, it was probably supposed to be done tonight, but with her injury and her being on the shelf, I think they're going to delay Asuka's, title vacancy, I guess you could call it, her loss.
Yeah.
And they're going to continue it. And I don't think they're going to actually give her a loss before she gets, promoted to the main roster. I think it's going to be another triple threat fatal four-way with Ember Moon involved. And Ember Moon is going to end that reign, but not by pinning Asuka. She's going to pin one of the other women involved.
You think so?
I do. I really don't think they're going to drop it to Nikki Cross or Ruby Riott. It's not the right time for these two.
Nikki Cross is just a bad Daphne for me. Remember Daphne from WCW?
Yeah, I do. I remember her. It's just I don't know. I don't view her that way.
You don't see her as being a psychopath who just likes to deal out pain?
Oh no, I view her as a psychopath. I just don't view her as
Daphne.
Yeah, I don't view her as Daphne like you would, It's
I understand. I think you're wrong, but
DIY versus the Authors of Pain for the tag team titles. Now, there was a report that Tommaso Ciampa was injured.
Really?
Yeah, he was injured on one of their shows, but Triple H is stating that he was in talks with Tommaso Ciampa, and Tommaso assured him that it was just a slight sprain. There was nothing to worry about. He would be ready to go. But when Triple H was asked if it was more serious in the end, if he had other plans, he said not at the moment. So I'm pretty sure the match is still a go-ahead. We don't have to worry about them. But this match is a ladder match. It was designed for DIY to finally upset.
Yeah, they're going to go over.
Yeah, it was designed to upset the Authors of Pain. Because Authors of Pain, yeah, they are fast for their size, but they're not as fast as DIY, and that ladder is there to help them.
I don't know. I think that Enzo is, faster than both of them. But, wrestlers' legs turn to fucking jelly when it's time to climb a ladder.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I'm leaning more towards DIY, but I'm not sure.
Well, I'm going to pick DIY just for the factor that they put the ladder in the match, and it kind of benefits them more than Authors of Pain. Now, Authors of Pain are going to use those ladders to benefit themselves, but it's going to be in a more vicious manner. It's not going to be simply to climb them. They're going to use them to assault DIY.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. But in the end, it's going to be DIY that captures the tag team titles tonight. I could be wrong. I could be.
It happens.
Yep. Now, we've got a total of 5 matches. That's 3 of them. What else was on the card? We got Bobby Roode versus Hideo Itami.
Bobby's going to keep the title.
Definitely. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Hideo Itami just came back from injury. And
but Hideo Itami is the true king of strong style, in all honesty.
But as often as he's been out on injury, I think WWE wants to see if he can last a little bit longer before they give him a title reign, you know?
Yep, that's the same thing I'm thinking.
They don't want to give a guy a title and then, like Finn Balor, have to, the next night have to relinquish it because of an injury. They don't want to do that. And I think Bobby Roode will retain the title just for that fact.
Just an FYI, the takeover, the next one after this one,
yep,
isn't until August 19th.
Okay.
So I think that's right the night before SummerSlam.
Now, there was another match on this card. I just can't remember for the life of me what it was. Do you have a clue?
It's Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne.
There we go. UK title match. What's your thoughts on this match? Because you are more into the UK scene than I am. I haven't really watched any of it yet. And I fell asleep through the UK challenge on Friday.
Because you're old.
No, it's...
You're old. Sorry.
So
my thoughts? What I want to happen or what I think is going to happen?
Both.
Well, I want Tyler Bate to stay champion, but Pete Dunne, I love his finisher, by the way. I can't think of the name of it at the moment, but it's a pump handle drop.
Yeah.
So, in all honesty, I think Pete Dunne's going to go over tonight.
Well, I have the same feeling. He's got more intensity and he's got more character than Tyler Bate shows in his matches. You watch the Tyler Bate show, he's a great wrestler. I take nothing away from him.
Well, here's the thing. He's taken away from his usual. Right now, they're the Progress World Tag Team Champions, him and Trent Seven.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that Pete Dunne is going to go over, because clearly every time you see Trent Seven or Tyler Bate, they're screaming Mustache Mountain. So they want to see them tag.
Yeah.
So
we're both going to go with Pete Dunne for the UK title.
Yep.
Okay. Well, not too much of a difference in our picks. Now, we should probably go over a little bit more of what we're planning on doing with this fantasy draft. We should clue these listeners in a little bit more. So I'm going to let you take the lead on this one for a little bit. What we all have to do for the show and what they're going to be voting on at the end of 3 weeks.
Yeah, and we're probably gonna run our shows at the beginning and then get to the wrestling news, just so you guys can watch that first. I don't know if you guys watch the entire show or not, but you should be. Shame on you if you don't. A lot of good info to pick up. So, just my point of view. We need to go ahead. We're going to start off. We had 8 different segments. It can be a match, promo, whatever. Could be a special segment. I'm sure Pete's going to do more House of Horror matches because he's got Bray Wyatt. He's going to love doing that. Other than that, I mean, we're just going to try and keep it. I'm going to try and keep mine TV 14. So no live sex celebrations or anything like that. But I'm gonna have one title for singles, tag title, and a women's title. I'm not gonna have an Intercontinental or a US because I don't see the point in having that title. If I have the UK title on my show, do I get the UK title?
If you want, it's your show.
But I can't have it if you have it.
I don't have it.
Okay. Well, I'll have the UK title instead of having the Intercontinental.
So you're gonna have the world title, the UK title.
Yep, and then gonna have women's title and tag team titles.
Okay. Now my show is gonna go with the. Well, it'll have to be strictly the heavyweight because you've already got the world. We can't have two world titles.
No, I'm gonna have World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. You can have the WWE World Championship.
Okay, so I'll go with WWE World Champion. I'm going to go with Intercontinental Champion.
Are you?
Tag Team Champions, as well as the women's title. So, there's no divas on our show, because we hate that prattling bullshit.
Hey, it was cool when I was 16.
Well, of course, everything's cool when you're 16 when you get to see tits and ass.
Hey, that's a name of a wrestling organization, isn't it?
But, yeah, so we're going to have 8 segments. You can do whatever you want in those eight segments. Now, if you're going to do a promo...
yeah, we're gonna write out a promo, and we're going to give the promos.
Yeah, and yes, we have to deliver the promos, and we don't need to go too deep into what the match is going to be. I don't think that's necessary.
Finish, at least.
Yeah, at least a finish. But other than that, I don't think we need to go like full bore into the match because that's a lot of work. What I would like is if one of us had was capable of recording, WWE 2K.
I can.
And play the matches out that way.
I can definitely do that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I have 2K16 and 2K17.
Okay. And maybe do it like that, for the matches.
Yep.
And then...
I'm just going to let the computer decide.
Yeah. And then play it out that way. And, let you do the same with my characters. And just tell me who wins in the end, But promos we'll have to deliver ourselves.
Yep. I can't wait to hear you being Sasha Banks.
Well, no, I'm not going to lower... No, we don't need to try and sound like the person...
Oh, no. Just still writing Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
And listening to you talk, Sasha Banks talk.
I'm the boss. Oh. But,
I am not... By the way, there is not enough money in hell to get me to do an Asian accent. Sorry, guys. So, for this show, Shinsuke Nakamura will have an American accent.
Well, there's no way to do it but that way, it's the way we book them, and it's your choice if you want to say have them with a manager or whatever.
Yep.
I do apologize for the background noise. I've got my neighbors outside yelling up a storm and playing around with their Jeep, so if you can hear that, I do apologize.
Yeah, they outlawed shooting people a long time ago, so we can't do anything about that.
Now, for you wouldn't mind bringing up the page that lists off the
yeah, I got it. Backlash. I got it.
Backlash pay-per-view, would you?
Yeah, I got it. One sec. Doot. Loading. Enhance. Kickoff match. We have the Perfect 10. Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English.
Well, that's basically to the point right there. Ty Dillinger for the win. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, we both agree on that one.
Let the fucking drama king go to the locker room crying his eyes out once again.
That really, like I said before when we tried to do the stream, that pissed me off to no end. Like, leave Mauro Ronaldo alone, you pieces of shit.
Well, and Aiden English, I'm pretty sure has a lot better in him than to play this character and just take a loss and cry about it every fucking week.
Well, the only reason Aiden English still has a job is because he's married to Eddie Guerrero's daughter. So,
Excuse me.
just a point of view.
So who do we got next?
We got, starting off the show, it's supposed to be Luke Harper and Eric Rowan.
See, I look at Luke Harper as the one that can be pushed better into the mid card for like the U.S. title or the heavyweight title. So I'm going to pick him for the win because he's just got a better character. He's got more charisma. And frankly, he just fits the bill better as a champion rather than Eric Rowan. But
when the Wyatt family split up right before WrestleMania, I so wanted to see Luke Harper thrown in as like a third for that title match with Randy Orton.
I did as well.
It just didn't happen. And it would have been great. The Wyatts could have either gotten back together during the match, or, you know, both of them go completely, they would all go nuts. It was just so much tension there, and they could have capitalized, and they didn't.
See, what I would like to see, though, from this match, and we spoke about this before, is I would rather see these guys go to a draw, a no contest, maybe like both of them get knocked out or somehow or whatever, and then the following Monday Tuesday on SmackDown, they come to agreement that they are better together and become a tag team once again. Exclude the Wyatt family bullshit and let these guys revitalize the tag team division because it is sorely needed on SmackDown. And these guys would be your clear champions in the end when it comes down to it because frankly there's not any team on SmackDown that could compete with these guys when it comes to brutality and brunt force.
I don't know. The New Day are pretty badass.
Yeah, if you want Xavier Woods to do another fucking, sex tape, I guess.
New Day rocks. Page.
So what's your thoughts on the match?
I think that sorry, I dropped my microphone.
Oh, okay.
No, I think that they need to do something with them together versus apart. I just don't know what that's going to be. I was excited. I would have loved to see Luke Harper change his entire gimmick after the Wyatt family,
I was too. I really was.
But he just changed to a black shirt.
Yeah.
So he doesn't or creative doesn't have any ideas for him.
No.
So I had an idea where he could wear like tights and no shirt. Like long tights, full length tights. And it could work for him, But I don't know I think I have Luke Harper going over on this.
Yeah, definitely. Who's up next?
As far as SmackDown Tag Team Championship, the Fashion Police versus the Usos. So, I have Breezango or the Fashion Police going over the Usos.
I just don't think it's their time yet because I know they've been doing this with a lot of guys. They've been pushing them after the whole superstar shakeup. Finally,
it wasn't time for the Usos to win the title either. They were on the back burner for so long, and then magically they're champion.
Now, I don't like the way this whole thing started off. They haven't had the Usos really on television besides running their mouths, cutting promos.
Yeah, I don't think they've changed. I don't think they've had a match in 90 days.
Yeah, and so it's odd to me that this match is even happening. I'm happy that the tag team titles are finally being used, but to me, it's very hard to pick. I'm going to go with the Usos because I don't think it's time for the Fashion Police, or Breezango, if you want to call them that. They've been used as jobbers until now. And now all of a sudden we're supposed to believe that they are championship worthy. Um, but I look at Usos the same way. But I'm going to have Usos retain.
All right, well, between the two, the issues between the two teams, haven't adequately been explored, I don't think.
No, they
In all
haven't.
honesty. But you have Brizango has been entertaining enough with their, the fashion files.
Frankly,
For
I haven't
me.
been entertained by it.
Well, the first one really got me. I just giggled the entire time. But then again, I did have Victoria on my arm, so I don't know. Could have just been, the giggles.
No, I don't know. It comes off cheesy, and
I love cheesy. I love a
yeah,
lot of B movies, so.
I don't know. Right now, I just see them as comedy relief. I don't think they're going to win the title.
No?
No.
The most feared over move of all time, you're not even going to believe what it is. There's
What's
only
that?
one move that's never been kicked out of. Only one.
What's that?
You're going to call me a bullshitter, but it's the truth. It's the only move that's ever not been kicked out of. The Cobra.
The Cobra. What is that?
Santino Morello.
Oh my God, that is.
It's the only move that's never been kicked out of. No one's ever kicked out of it, and if I'm wrong, you guys can tell me below. But as far as I know, it's never been kicked out of.
This is the dumbest fucking finisher in the history of the WWE.
Doesn't matter. It was the most protected finisher of all time. Hulk Hogan's leg drop's been kicked out of 4 times. All right, that I've seen. And I wasn't really doing a lot of research on Hulk Hogan because I knew I'd already seen people kick out of it. I've seen the spear be kicked out of twice. Or not the spear, the jackhammer, excuse me. Once by Brock Lesnar, at WrestleMania this year. And the time before that, it was on WCW Monday Nitro.
So who do we got up next?
Sami Zayn and Baron Corbin.
I'm going to let you take the lead on this one.
That's fine. Sami Zayn debuted on SmackDown as part of the shakeup. Found himself at odds with the lone wolf, Baron Corbin. So far, we haven't seen a lot of stuff, like interaction between the two. In all honesty, there could have been a lot more done for this.
Just a lot of backstage attacks.
Yeah, no, it's just bullshit, I have Sami Zayn going over Baron Corbin, and I know you probably don't feel the same way, but I think this is going to be a heavy face win card.
Me, I see Baron Corbin going over. I don't see this feud ending anytime soon. I think it's going to continue after Backlash. Now, it could work either way. Sami Zayn could go over, and he could get the win by DQ or whatever. This infuriates Baron Corbin, and the feud continues. Or, like we seen on Raw, when he lost to Braun Strowman, he continued to challenge Braun Strowman. He wanted that victory. They're still using him as the ultimate underdog. And to me, it's a little bit sad. It's not working for him. It really isn't. But I'm going to take Baron Corbin for the win. I don't care if it's by shenanigans or by clean pinfall. But the feud between these two will not be over.
No. I don't think it'll be over either. But you got to look at it this way. Sami Zayn previously was the... I can't think of his name. The chinless guy. What is his name? He does the chinless
Ellsworth.
lock. James Ellsworth. Okay, so Sami Zayn was the Ellsworth of Raw. That's how I looked at it before. Now they got them both on the same show. and it's just a bit of overkill if you ask me.
Yeah, I
Now,
agree.
I gotta hit the head real quick. Next up is Naomi, Charlotte, Becky Lynch versus Carmella, Natalia, and Tamina. You want to go ahead and give your thoughts? I'll be back in like 30
Okay,
seconds.
I'll give my thoughts on this bullshit. This is a complete bullshit match. They needed a fucking contract signing on this week's SmackDown Live for these 6 women. I don't understand why. And they even billed it as the first ever contract signing for this women's 6-woman tag team match. I would have rather have seen Naomi defend her title than being thrown in this 6-woman tag team match that is complete bullshit. You have Natalia, Tamina, and Carmella being called the Welcoming Committee, which is complete garbage. The worst name ever given to a team. You have Charlotte playing face/heel at moments. They can't really make up their mind what they're going to do with her at this point. And they're teamed up with Naomi and Becky Lynch. Now, I would have rather have seen Becky Lynch and Charlotte team up and go at Tamina and Carmella in a tag team match, and then have Naomi versus Natalia for the women's title. That would have made more sense to me than this garbage that they're giving us. I really don't understand this. And that they needed a contract signing. Now, this all started when Charlotte got brought over and traded over to SmackDown Live. And she demanded a title shot and was given it by Shane McMahon. And it
Well,
has
no,
all
she
gone.
wasn't given it. She earned it. She did a match first.
Yes, but she came in and demanded a title shot. She was given that opportunity without having to prove herself. And to me, that was bullshit there. And then you have this bullshit contract signing. You have the bullshit name thrown at these women as the Welcoming Committee. And this is like, you weren't here when I said this, but the way I look at it, it should have been Becky Lynch and Charlotte versus Tamina and Carmella in a tag team match. And then you have Naomi versus Natalia in a women's title match. That would have made more sense to me.
Yeah, but Vince McMahon doesn't like the Hart family. So.
I don't think Tamina should have lost because I think she just won her title at WrestleMania. She needs a little
You mean
bit.
Naomi?
Or Naomi. She needs a little bit of a longer reign, but it should have been a singles title match, not this 6-woman tag team match. But I am going to go with the faces for this. That is Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Naomi for the win.
Charlotte has a face.
No shit.
I'm with you on that as well because I don't like white trash, and that's exactly how Carmella is dressing, completely as white trash.
I don't enjoy her character at all. She's a beautiful woman, but other than that,
no, she looks like white trash. Pete, come on, you know I'm telling the truth. She looks like a goddamn meth head.
I don't need to look at clothing to see that a woman's beautiful.
I'm just no. She's got the piercings that she has, and the way she does her makeup as well. It's just so trashy.
No, but she is proof positive that looks do not make the superstar. That is for damn sure. Now, who do we have next?
Shinsuke Nakamura versus Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler.
I have charisma when I talk about Shinsuke Nakamura, but I can't have any when I talk about Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler is nothing but a guy that puts everyone over.
That's what he is for them. He's the let me put you over today.
He is the Mr. Perfect of 2017.
I love Mr. Perfect though.
I did too. And I see the same similarities in Dolph Ziggler. He's got great talent. He knows how to sell. He puts on great matches. But they don't trust him enough to give him the ball and let him run with it. So, and the build up behind Shinsuke Nakamura with all the vignettes and all the video packages, everything that they've done with him since they've brought him up to the main roster, plus having him work dark matches constantly with Dolph Ziggler, it's all to make this match the best match between these two for Backlash. And they're not going to have Shinsuke Nakamura walk away with a loss. Not his debut match.
No, and the thing is, though, with that, they've done, like, I think 6 dark matches.
Something like that.
And so they know how to work with each other, so it should be a decent match. The story for this is very easily understandable, you know. And I think this match has the most hype for the entire card.
I think it could very well end up being maybe one of the best, or if not the best match of the night.
I got to tell you, I want to see Shinsuke knock Dolph's head off.
Everyone wants to see that.
And I like Dolph Ziggler as a face. As a heel, he's a shitty heel.
Yeah.
He's too likable to be a heel, and they don't get it.
Yeah. So up next,
the WWE World Championship is up for grabs. The champion, Randy Orton.
Did we cover the U.S. title yet?
Oh, no, we didn't. You're right. I forgot about the U.S. title. Yeah, the United States Championship. AJ Styles, the
new face
that runs
of America.
Really, Kevin Owens? You're going for Kevin Owens?
No. I don't know yet. I think it's going to be a great match between Styles and Owens. I think they've got different plans for AJ Styles, though. I think they still want him in that main event spot facing Randy Orton for that world title.
You mean facing Jinder Mahal?
It very well could be Jinder Mahal. I
Jinder's going to be I think Jinder's going to be what do they call them? A transitional champion?
Yeah.
I think that they don't want AJ Styles to go over Randy Orton. So they're going to drop the belt, Jinder Mahal, and then AJ's going to get his title back.
Yeah, but we're getting ahead of ourselves here, buddy. Now, Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. I say Kevin Owens retains, but there's going to be a fuck finish.
Yeah.
And he continues to be the new face of America.
You know what I think is going to happen?
What's that?
I think he's going to walk out there, laugh at them, wait for the bell to ring, and then leave the ring, and that's it.
No, he won't do that. That would piss off the fans if they didn't get to see a match between him and AJ Styles.
WWE likes pissing us off, though. They love to troll us.
Now, your final thoughts on this match?
It's definitely lackluster, you know?
Well, yeah, there's not really any build-up to this match. There's been a couple of verbal confrontations, but nothing much.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I don't know, it's the first time you see somebody run out of the ring, leave the ring, and chase somebody. That was probably one of the best parts about that SmackDown.
Yeah.
But other than that, there hasn't really been anything that makes me
invested.
Really, not even SmackDown. He hit him in the leg with the title. Big whoop.
Yeah. So
is that as high as he could reach? I guess I don't know what the hell's going on.
Your pick is?
My pick's Kevin Owens is gonna walk out of the ring. He's gonna do the whole use his championship rules or whatever the hell they call it. Yeah. So he keeps his championship, loses the match. So I guess I got to pick AJ Styles to win the match.
But
KO keeps the title.
Yeah. Okay, finally, Randy Orton versus Jinder Don't Hinder Me Mahal.
The Juicer.
The Juicer, yes, the Juicer. Now, you already called this. You already said he wins. He's going to be a transitional champion.
Yep. And I don't think it'll be clean because they don't want Randy Orton to look bad. Even though he is the most boring person I've ever seen on television.
Exactly. Now, I'm in the same boat as you. I want to see Jinder Mahal win because he's got more passion, more fire he shows a lot more of that and a lot more character than Randy Orton has in quite a long time.
You mean since he was born?
And to me, that's what they should be rewarding the wrestlers on, is how much they're putting themselves out there to be judged. And Jinder Mahal has come a long way. He does show that fire and passion.
He's a lot better than he was back when he was the Great Khali's lackey.
Exactly. You know, he shows that fire. He shows
And
that
he
passion.
doesn't even look like the same person.
No, he doesn't.
He looks like he's ready to rip somebody's head off now.
Now, although there's been a mishap here and there in the ring, accidents do happen. You can't fault Jinder Mahal for that. I would like to see Jinder Mahal take the win and face AJ Styles later on.
Really?
At the next pay-per-view. And AJ Styles reclaims his title at the next pay-per-view.
He never really got a fair rematch, did he?
No, he did not.
Just in my honest opinion.
No, that would be my way of going. Now, the way WWE works.
Yeah, WCW.
The way WWE works, we're going to probably see Randy Orton retain the title, and they're probably going to disqualify Jinder Mahal because the Singh brothers are going to get involved. I see that happening, but what I would like to see is Jinder Mahal actually take the win, even if it's by shenanigans. If the Singh brothers get involved and help him win, I don't care. I would rather see Jinder Mahal as the SmackDown Heavyweight Champion than, douchebag Orton.
Hey, I'd like to see James Ellsworth as champion over Orton. I hate Randy Orton. I have hated Randy Orton since pre-Evolution. I've never liked the bastard.
But, yeah, to me, those would be my picks.
Well, I have a personal vendetta against him, honestly. I'm serious. He joined the Marines and then just up and left. Yeah. He was a deserter. He was in jail for 2 years for it. So that's where he got his physique, folks. Just in case you guys want to know, he was in jail for 2 years. What do you think he did the whole time?
A lot of masturbation.
Yeah, that's why he's got those big forearms. Looks like Popeye. Yeah, good.
So we are at we're at 52 minutes. We're not quite an hour yet. Go
ahead.
What would you like to discuss next?
Well, I only got one thing to talk about really that happened this week.
Oh, what's that?
During Raw, man, I couldn't believe it. Honestly, I watched. I talked about it on the other show, but I don't know if it made it out there. Bliss ripping off The Rock, man. Alexa Bliss. Yes. No, that's not it. Because The Rock came out and he goes, "Ooh yeah, dig it." Oh no, wait, that's not it. And then he was like, "Woo, to be the man, you got to beat." No, wait, that's not it. And she did the same thing.
See, nothing is sacred in the wrestling world. When it comes to finishers, when it comes to promos, nothing is sacred. They will use.
That's a lie.
They will use what they please to use, and if it's rinse repeat, they don't care.
I don't know. It just pissed me off to the point.
She did change it up a bit. It wasn't exactly the same, but it was still around the same lines.
Yep.
But you can't fault them on that anymore because they're not able to deviate from scripts anymore unless you are like John Cena or Triple H,
Well, Triple H can say whatever the hell he wants. He's going to get the company. So
and Triple H is known to go off script because he does. He takes things personal, even in those scripted promos that they do in a confrontation, and it's been documented between him and The Rock. Him and The Rock cannot stay on script because Triple H gets offended easily, and he'll go off script, and then they both go off script. It's been documented.
The Rock, I don't know. He's always gone off script. You see The Rock pull people out of the crowd and be like, "Hey, check this guy out dressed as the Hulkster."
Yeah.
Anybody else would have got fired. what are they going to do to The Rock? He's going to look at them and laugh.
Exactly.
He's the highest paid actor right now.
Yeah.
You know? So he either has really good acting skills or really good negotiation skills there.
But I want to remind everyone that we are sponsored by Audible.com. They are an Amazon company. You can actually, me and you're both going to pitch our sponsor because we both have a different.
We do.
Different
Unfortunately,
link for these people to go to. Now you got 180,000 different titles to choose from, and they are available on Android, iPad, tablets, you name it, it's there. iPhones. And you can use this link I'm going to give you right now to get your 30-day free trial, as well as a free audio book of your choosing, be it wrestling related, fantasy fiction, science fiction, romance, you name it, they have it. It is audibletrial.com/pillar to post. And I will have that link in the description below, as well as Red Rainer's. Red Rainer, you throw it?
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, I had signed up for a trial recently myself before we started doing this, and I grabbed Justin Roberts' book, and that was way out there, to be honest with you. But he has a lot of good info because he thinks he's never going to rejoin the wrestling business because he wasn't treated properly while he was there. So he went all out, folks. So if you want to read something that's really shoot, read Justin Roberts' book. You can also pick up Tatum Brown if you have any kids. And that's basically Mick Foley's children's book. And it's narrated by Mick Foley, so there you go.
Now, what is the link that you can use for Red Rainer?
Instead of /pillar to post 77. Isn't that what it is? Yours?
With mine?
Yeah, yours is /pillar to post.
Just, yes, /pillar to post.
Mine's /heavyweight mark.
Okay.
So, either one of us, we both appreciate anything you guys do for us. Like I said, it's free for you to sign up. You get 30 days free, and you also get a free audiobook. And even if you cancel your service, you still get to keep that audiobook, guys.
Exactly.
So it's honestly the best, in my opinion, it's the best way to check things out.
Now, anyone that stuck it out to the end here, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to hit subscribe if you have not to Pillar to Post, or as well as to Heavyweight Mark. And like the video and continue to follow us, because next week Red Rainer will have the first edition of the Fantasy Wrestling League's Monday Night Raw.
IWF, sir.
What was that?
IWF, sir.
Oh, IWF, whatever you want to call it.
It's IWF.
Whatever you want to
IWF
call
Monday
it.
Night Raw, International Wrestling Federation.
But he will be giving you his show for the week, and we will be discussing wrestling news, fallout from Backlash as well as NXT, and so much damn more. So make sure you continue to follow, and hopefully one day very soon YouTube will have its shit straightened out, and we will be able to do a proper live stream for you. This is Pete Wall.
I'm Red Rainer. Thank
And
you guys
this
for
was-
tuning in.
Yes, thank you for tuning in, and this is Shootin' from the Hip. Thank you very much for watching.